Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. Yeah, this is my second video, so which is awesome. Basically just a cybersecurity event which I went to in London. I know it's a little longer, and I know it's like, oh my god, it's a little longer video itself, but we should be able to enjoy it. Again, it's regarding cybersecurity, and if anybody's like interested into cybersecurity, there's also a event which is gonna be taken, which is gonna be coming out soon, based in London. And what I'll do, I'll put the link below in the description. So if you want to go to it or you want to attend, yeah, you can let me know as well. So you'll be like, hi, I saw you, I did not see you. So yeah, it'd be nice of doing that. So yeah, I'll just say play the clips, and then let's see what happens. Yeah, good morning. Just heading to London for an event, for cybersecurity event, and I'm way behind right now. I have to drop off my dad to the airport, and then in Manchester. Now I'm just getting off from Sheffield to London. Had some food. We're just finished eating some food right now, so I'm driving off and going to the event. Normally the event started yesterday. It's for 3 days. It's Infosecurity, which is going to be like, it's a big event for cybersecurity, and I'm just going to take part in it just to see what's new in terms of in the field of cybersecurity. And also just networking, you know, I think is very important when because I'm a graduate student, and I'm trying to get into the field itself. So it's very important to be out there and then interacting with employees and finding out what are the requirements, what's going on, this kind of stuff. So I'll be heading down there and interact and see what's new there. But yeah, I've put the postcode there, and I'm just wondering. I think everything should be okay. Be a good drive, and I'll get to you once we are live, and we have some enjoyable time. So finally, we've made it. We are here, and that's at the event itself. So we're going to show you around and the film which we've seen today. I think it was a good drive. And yeah, just made it now. And literally the press is really big. It's like, oh my god, where am I going to start? I'll try to find if I can get a book so I can know where I'm going. But yeah, this press is really big. Like, oh my god, it's too big. I don't know if I'll be able to do it for today, but I'll just pick up the main place which is important for me, which is going to be mostly in cybersecurity. So I think there's one here which is like for the cybersecurity one already, which is down there. So I'll go there and then see what's going on in terms of the security, and see what type of thing they do. So let's go.
Okay, we're going to kick into the next session now. Malicious intruders, the insider threat, the mole. How do you defend yourself? How do you protect yourself against these threats? How do you even identify them, and how do you deal with it? So to answer these questions, I'm going to introduce now Joseph Tam, who is an expert in this field, and he is from a resilient security and risk consultant at Arup. Joseph.
Don't know if anyone can hear me, probably yes. Thank you all for coming. I'm not sure if any of you were in the previous talk with Red Bull Racing, but as I was there sitting and listening to them, it kind of reminded me just a couple of days ago how Elon Musk released information about how his company came under attack by an insider threat, where the insider sabotages operating system, but also leaked very sensitive information. So I hope this talk today is less philosophical, but more relevant to all of you in your organizations. So today I'll talk to you about a brief overview of the threat environment that we're facing, but also breaking down what different types of insiders there are, finally looking into what critical assets your organization has, where they may be located, and then translating that into a bit of reality by looking at a couple case studies that I myself worked with a few clients of ours, part of our business as well. But most importantly is, although a lot of the eyes and focus is on IP and the theft of it, the leakage of it, a lot of the infrastructure, increasingly because of the IP, how it's digitized and stored and accessed and maintained, a lot of on the infrastructure networks, the inside knowledge that the groups on the right possess is very important to protecting that IP. So I don't make this stuff up. We ourselves have collected some of this data ourselves, looking at all the historical incidents over the last decade across different sectors and globally as well. Now you notice that although IP constantly is on the forefront of media and a lot of people's minds, it actually is only about a third of the incidents that we've recorded. In fact, closely, more importantly, we say that manipulative sabotage of IT systems and engineering systems are equally important. And the reason for that is because, like I said before, a lot of the information, a lot of the intellectual property is being increasingly. The importance of breaking them down into different user groups is because you want to understand that they possess different levels of knowledge, which means that they could potentially do different types of harms and to different types of critical assets of your business. Secondly is try to learn more about your business and your organization, but particularly to know more where and what your critical assets are. The reason why? Because insiders are going to target those more likely than other parts of your business. And lastly, try to steer a little bit away, not to completely forget, but IP is always going to be the focus of insider threat, risks and mitigation measures, but try to think also about physical sabotage and the potential impact it could do to your business, because as we saw with some of the case studies and examples, it's very disruptive to your organization and more importantly in some ways very costly as well. Thank you very much. If there's any questions or no.
If I can ask the first question here, thanks very much for that, Joseph.
Just a snapshot of last decade and our own proprietary data that we collected.
But you've merged IT with engineering systems.
Yes, yeah. And
to answer those questions, we've got Andrew Palmer here, who is Border Security Lead from Gatwick Airport. He's not going to take questions in this session afterwards. He's going to talk for about 30 minutes. But if you do have any questions for him, come and find him afterwards, and he'll be happy to answer them. Andrew.
Frank, thank you very much. How are we doing for sound? Everybody hear me? Terrific, thank you. So thanks very much for your time in coming to listen to me today. First thing I am going to say is, I don't know if anybody read the synopsis for this session, but it actually starts that behavioural detection is often misunderstood. And as you look on some of the signs around the arena here, we actually do have behavioural awareness and analytics. I'm not going to cover analytics in any way, shape or form, so if you're here for that, I'm sorry to disappoint. Please leave now. Lovely, terrific, that's a good start. Thank you very much for staying. So, I can't compete with Red Bull and all their glitz and glamour. So what I thought we'd start with, and this is actually going to be the only thing I read off of the screen here, is a definition of what behavioural detection is. So it's a method of observing individuals for the purpose of identifying those displaying physical signs which indicate an individual may have hostile intent. Lovely. Any questions? Hundreds. So I always get hundreds and thousands of questions about behavioural detection, both from within the security field or absolutely anywhere. So what I thought I would do is I actually asked my colleagues that aren't in behavioural detection, if they came to Infosec, what would they like to know? So they've given me some questions, and I put them down, and I'm going to work my way through them. So you're just going to get me, I'm afraid, nothing fancy, just me talking. So how do you do it? So from the definition, you know we're looking for individuals that are able to have a certain skill set to observe people at any site, whether it's an airport or an arena, a venue, whatever it may be. They have a certain skill set to observe specific behaviours which indicate that an individual may have hostile intent. So we're looking full-on behavioural detection here. We're not talking security awareness, we're not talking behavioural awareness, we're talking individuals that all day, every day, they stand there and they look for people showing these behaviours. So, next one. What happens when you see the behaviours? Excuse me. Well, the behaviours themselves, this isn't some dark art, black magic, James Bond thing. The behaviours themselves say, that person over there is of interest. You're not able to say, that person's a terrorist, that person's a thief, that person's a human trafficker. They say that person is of interest. They don't actually say that person definitely has hostile intent. So somebody may display behaviours because they're at a venue waiting for a first date. It could be they just had an argument with a loved one. Or it could be they're just about to do a speech at Infosec. So I've been showing behaviours for the last 20 minutes backstage. So the reason, so what you need to do next is have a conversation. So it's as simple as that. It is a conversation. We're not going to phone the police. We're not going to jump on people. We're not going to handcuff them. We're not going to let someone stand in line, pick their nose, that's it, jump on them. It's a conversation. It's not an interrogation, and it's not a big question and answer session. You engage the individual in a conversation. During that conversation, the behavioural detection officers, or BDOs, will be determining has that individual got hostile intent or not. If not, then this is very much customer service focused. So if not, they will keep speaking to the individual. It's not going to be turf and wide, quick get rid of them, but it's going to be about what they want to know. What are they trying to do? So guide them to the nearest shop that they're looking for, or are they looking for the active, or whatever it may be. And then they're on their way. If the BDOs believe the individual may have hostile intent, or they get to the bottom of the conversation and they just can't bottom it out, then they have different options available to them. So that may be that they phone the police. It could be that they put in an intelligence report. A whole host of different things. You could use behavioural detection officers as a selection device for additional screening, whether it's metal detection or whatever it may be. And then the BDO's done. The next thing they do is go looking for the next person. There's plenty of them out there, so they just go looking for the next person. Is it profiling? Right, lovely. Always get this question. Yes, it is profiling. And people are quite often shocked to hear me say that. But it's profiling based on behaviours, and the behaviours only. So BDOs aren't interested in age, race, gender, religion, any of those sorts of things. They will stop people and speak to them based purely on the set list of behaviours that they're looking for. Not only is it obviously morally, ethically questionable to... Hello? Yes, not only is it morally, ethically questionable to stop people based on anything other than behaviours, but you're also going to miss out on things. So it'd be to the detriment of a behavioural detection operation if you're going to operate in that way. I always tell the story of an individual stopped by one of the teams I was working with a little while back. And he was an elderly Japanese man. He was in his late 70s, in a wheelchair, travelling through one of the areas. And if you're basing things based on profiling, racial profiling, all that business, you're not going to stop the individual. But the BDO saw him, he displayed behaviours they're looking for, so they stopped him. Had a conversation, and to cut a long story short, he had lots of evidence of fraudulent bank accounts on him. He had £24,000 in cash, which was seized by the control authorities on the spot. He had 3 different passports on him, all with a different date of birth and name, although it was all his picture. And he was actually in the country illegally. He'd overstayed by 18 years. So if you base things on profiling, age, race, gender, religion, you're not going to stop him, you're going to miss out on things. People also ask, what quotas do you set? What targets do you set? How do you make sure they're stopping enough people? We don't set quotas. You don't set targets. If you set a target of that BDOs must stop X amount of people on any given day, there's no point in having the behaviours. It's just random stopping. The behaviours are a tool for them to use to narrow down who may be of interest. If you set a ratio of, okay, so to judge successful stops, you must refer 50% of those people you stop onto the police or onto a control authority. What a complete waste of time. Those control authorities are soon going to be fed up with the information we're giving them. It's going to waste their time, it's going to waste yours, and it's also going to waste the individual's time. It's going to be a poor experience for them. So that's our next question. What do you find? Anything and everything. So like I say, you can't turn around and say, right, today we're only going to look for drug dealers, or today we're only going to look for thieves. It's simply not possible. Those behaviours will guide you to an individual that may have hostile intent. It may be that you come across the thief, and you do, you come across thieves all the time. It may be you come across an individual that you believe is carrying out hostile reconnaissance. We have come across the whole spectrum of criminality. We've even come across individuals in the country who are members of foreign intelligence agencies, individuals at different sites who are being employed by that site to test their security. They're great ones to find. But I suppose what I'm trying to say is you can't target one individual thing. And the sites that I've worked at and I've helped, they're of the opinion that if somebody has a hostile intent, whether it is to come in and steal, whether it is to do a hostile recce, then they don't want them at their site. And that's the way you have to view behavioural deception. Can you avoid showing behaviours? The way I like to explain this one is everybody has different behaviours that they show. There's no set pattern. You can't say some person's going to do this, one person's going to do that. Everybody has a mixed range of behaviours. And the more you try and hide them, the more they pop out. So if you know you're up to no good, that knowledge, that guilty knowledge that you have, is expressed in some way, shape or form. If you think when you walk through the customs channels at an airport, everybody does a funny walk, even if you're fine, you've got nothing in your bag, you do a funny little walk. Imagine if you did have something in your bag. Your behaviours then are going through the roof. They're what BDOs refer to as a Christmas tree. They light up like a Christmas tree. And the more you try and hide that, the more it comes out. So I always describe it as it's like the whack-a-mole game, where you pop one in and another one pops up. You pop that back in and another one pops up. That's essentially how behavioural deception works. The more you try and hide it, the more it comes out. I've got a video at the end that I'll play if I get the time, just to give an example of that. How do you measure success? So I must admit this is a very tricky one. Security in itself is a cost. So whether it's a new fence, a new door, a new lock, an additional security guard, whatever it may be, it's an additional cost. And it's always very difficult to justify that to the people that pay the bills. So if you put a new high fence up somewhere to stop someone getting over, you don't know if somebody's walked up to it, looked at it and gone, no, I don't fancy that, and walked away. Very similar with behavioural deception. We have people, I love it when people say this to me, nothing's gone bang, why do we need BDOs? Terrific, thanks, great. We're trying to prove a negative, so we clearly don't want anything to go bad. We do have lots of tangible results. So we have many, many pieces of evidence that will show individuals being put in handcuffs on the spot as a result of behavioural deception intervention. That is for anything that I've just listed, whether it's theft or whatever. But some of the best results of stops are fed into different intelligence agencies and quite often at locations I work at, Special Branch, or what everybody knows as Special Branch anyway. Their response to some of the stops is a thumbs up. Thanks very much, that's a great stop. That's all you need to know. As a behavioural deception officer, that's it. So behavioural deception officers, when they first start out, get hung up on that. Because they've seen the behaviours, they've had the conversation, they know there's something there, they really want to get down into it. But they don't need to know. If what they've done has been that small cog in the much larger picture, then great, that's a success. But it actually goes further than that. So people say, how do you know that they're actually doing their job? And we do individual standards monitoring. So as long as they're doing the role as they've been trained to do so, they're only stopping people based on behaviours. They're having the conversation in the correct way, using the techniques they've been taught to get the information that they need. and they're referring the right people to the right authorities, then it doesn't matter whether they are having to refer that person or whether that was somebody that was waiting for a date or is a nervous flyer or whatever it may be. They've resolved that situation, so that's a successful outcome, that's a successful stop. It's still very difficult to appease, like I say, the people that pay the bills. You'll quite often get people say, well, look, surely the more people that come through an area, the more people there are showing behaviours. And it's not true. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's more people coming in with hostile intent. There may not be anybody there in the first place. And it all comes back to that customer service piece of it. You're not going to stop people purely for the sake of it. You're only going to stop them based on the behaviours. We know they work, so that's how we're going to do it. What's the main limitation? So, I suppose the main limitation with behaviour detection is you can't screen everybody. Well, you can, but you need a lot of videos. So behavioural detection is a tool. It's quite often spoken about the additional layers of security, whether it's referred to as an onion or Swiss cheese or whatever it may be. Behavioural detection is very rarely used as a one-stop shop. It's not the answer to everybody's problems. It's great in that it covers a massive spectrum of criminality and issues. So yesterday on the panel we were discussing, Philip Barn was saying we always react to different security things and there's a new piece of kit that comes out to deal with it. Well, behavioural detection covers all of that. But it can't replace it. So if you're looking for aviation style security where you're 100% certain that everybody is screened and they haven't got something in their bag that they shouldn't have, then that's what you need is aviation style security. But if you're looking to do as much as you can, you're looking to have that additional layer. What I often refer to as compliance plus. You've done all the bits you have to do. You've done the bits that the regulator says you have to do. You've done the bits that the insurance companies say you have to do. But actually you want to be able to stand there and say we've done everything we possibly can. Then that's where behavioural detection comes in. Where does it work? Absolutely everywhere. Anywhere there's people, anyway. So whether you're talking about a supermarket and they're worried about their stock losses, whether you're talking about a music venue, a sports venue, a tourist attraction, whatever it may be, anywhere where there's people, if there are people there that have hostile intent, they can be spotted through behavioural detection. And yet here, you see all sorts of different behaviours, not necessarily the behaviours that our videos look for, but I'm just going to play this just for a couple of minutes, just for you to have a look and see someone in an awkward situation. They've got that guilty knowledge and how it pops out, that whack-a-mole. Before I even press play, you can already see his hands clasped together. He knows he's in trouble, he's praying for help.
If Monica Lewinsky says that while you were in the Oval Office area you touched her breast, would she be lying?
So you've got the real obvious ones, the sweating, watching the eyes going.
Let me say something about all this.
All I really need for you, Mr. President, is I won't answer under the previous grounds or to answer the question. You see, because we only have 4 hours and your answers are extremely lengthy.
But go ahead and ask your questions.
The question is, if Monica Lewinsky says that while you were in the Oval Office area, you touched her breast, would she be lying?
You can see.
That is not my recollection. My recollection is that I did not have sexual relations with Ms. Lewinsky, and I stayed on my former statement about that.
If she says
my statement is that I did not have sexual relations as defined by that.
If she says that you kissed her breast, would she be lying?
I'm going to revert to my former statement.
What is lyrics on the next one?
If Monica Lewinsky says that while you were in the Oval Office area you touched her genitalia, would she be lying? That calls for a yes, no, or reverting to your...
So, just an example, we all know what he was up to, but it just shows that you can't hide it. Everybody does it. That's a Christmas tree and a half, that one. But everybody has their own telltale signs. I quite often get asked, coming full circle actually, back to the analytics piece, I quite often get asked, can you do it through technologies? Can you do it through CCTV cameras and software that can identify these different behaviours? yet seen one. In all honesty, I haven't yet seen one. Some of the technologies are great, but they all tend to be based on is an individual moving in a particular direction, against the traffic, if you like. If they've been stood somewhere for a certain amount of time, and that's not necessarily the behaviours that we're looking for. They would really struggle to pick up on what are normal, general human behaviours that everybody's showing. But it's to the excessive, exaggerated, repetitive nature that the videos are looking for that they would need to pick up on. That was actually a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but I am finished, so thank you very much. If you do have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'll pop down just by the stage here, so please do come along and see me. Or you do have my email address on the screen now, I'll leave that up for a minute, so please feel free to drop me a line. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Andrew Palmer from Gatwick Airport, Border Security. So the bit of a break now, then the next session is going to be at 2 o'clock.
Hey, wow, I know that was a little longer, but if you're able to come to the end of the video, well done guys. I know it took a little longer, but I hope you're able to grasp some ideas of in terms of security, in terms of IT itself. Again, it's of course there's the part of it which is a technical part of it, and there's also a human side of cybersecurity, which is also an area one person can want to go into. There's a lot of values of jobs, which is opportunities which are there. So you don't need to be like, oh my god, I need to be really good at programming, I need to be really good at the technical side of it. But again, there's other areas in the cybersecurity area where you can be able to take, you can want to do. So don't feel like, oh my god, I cannot go into that field. Yes, you can go to that field, even though it's challenging. 100% it's challenging. Even right now with myself, I'm just like, oh my god, yes, I cannot. I'm still looking for a job, but I'm still passionate about it. I'm still wanting to go into that field. So I hope you're able to enjoy it. Again, as I said, I want to put the link below of the event which is going to be taking very soon, so you can just book it. Again, if you're in London, yeah guys, it's easy for you, you know, because it's just like down the road for you. But for us, you have to travel like 4 hours or whatever, and find the parking and the drama of finding parking. So but yeah, if you're gonna be there, yeah, you can let me know like, hi, I'm here for this event, and like, yeah, let's, you know, you can hang out, network as well. As I said in the video, it's really important to be able to network with other people in terms of the field which you want to go into. So thank you for watching, and I'll be coming back soon with funny enough, I think I got another clip of another event which was really recent, which I went to, was hosted in Sheffield. So yeah, I took some video of it, so I'll be sharing all that. Again, if you have any suggestions like what I can do for the next video or what can improve, that'd be really nice for me, just to make sure that we're going through this journey. And of course I want to do other topics, but I think right now I'm just like grabbing everything which I had before on my camera. I'm like, should I upload it, should I do anything? But right now I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just pull what I've got already, and at the same time I'm going to be building up new content. I'm going to be building up new thing which I'm not yet done, but I want to be able to do. So I think I'll leave it up to you now. And again, if you feel like the video is too long, this kind of stuff, you can let me know. I'll try to shorten up. But again, as I said, for this video, I thought it's really important just to allow it to show everything which I experienced that day itself. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you subscribe, and also share with your friends, share with people who want to go into the cybersecurity, who want to learn something in cybersecurity. Maybe they don't know what to do. Just like, oh, watch this video. I don't know if it's gonna be helpful, but get in touch with this guy. Maybe might give you some ideas or some insight, So yeah, just feel free to share. You know, it doesn't hurt. Even clicking that like button doesn't hurt. Just so I'll leave it to that, and I will see you later when I upload the next video. So in a bit.